everybody. Let me just stop all of that nonsense. Let's see. I think you can hear me right now, if I'm not too loud. And welcome to the official production stream for All Things Lambda. I haven't done these in a while, so I'm gonna have to get back into it. The setup for this stream is very different. Let's see. The music has stopped, right? Yes, it has. The music overlapped. Oh, yeah, that was because I was checking the stream, and I think I forgot to turn off desktop audio. Well, anyway, there is no music playing right now, and there isn't going to be any music playing during the stream because it's all... Yeah, my quality is so bad. Let me fix that. What mic is it using? There we go. Is this better? I think this is probably better. It isn't supposed to be so bad, at least. Let me just check one more thing. I have fixed this beforehand, but it could have jumped back for some reason. No, it's supposed to be fine. Okay, so if there's any other, like, problems with the stream, just tell me. I have this, like, the chat open actually on another computer right next to me, my old production laptop. Let's see if I can make the chat look a little bit bigger. After that, I'll switch to my actual screen. Just want to make sure everything is okay and good. Super quiet. Is this better? It's probably better. Okay. Let me pop out the chat here. Pop out chat so that I can see it a bit better. Put this here and then Windows, please stop fucking up. There we go. Okay, so I got everything fixed. I'm almost certain about, at least. Okay, so let me just show you my screen. Here we are. So, currently, I haven't edited the audio yet, so that's what we're gonna do first. So with every production process, I basically start with, well, writing the script, basically. And after that, I record the audio. So here's an example of a script file. This is a, well, this script file for episode 49 of All Things Lambda, which is this episode that we're about to get edited. So, yeah. This file is going to stay open for a little bit. I actually probably need it later for some spell checking. I always do that in the same file so I can keep track of things way easier. So the first program that we're using here is called Adobe Audition, and with Adobe Audition you edit audio. And I think I've shown this in the first stream before. So yeah, let's just get this going. So I already recorded a noise profile. I'll show you how you do that. So you pretty much pick like an empty space on the timeline here. This is your audio timeline, your waveforms and everything. And this is pretty much empty. Except for a click for some reason. But that doesn't really matter. So how to get a a noise profile. You pretty much just open the noise profile panel. I do that with a shortcut. It's Control-Shift-P. Oh, it's on the other screen right here. Let me just pull that over here. So this is what the current noise profile looks like, what I have recorded. Ooh, we got a thing. Microsoft Bimbos has just subscribed. Thanks for your subscription on the channel. Your free subscription. That's awesome. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. So that's like the noise profile, basically. So what we're gonna do is I'm not gonna capture a new one because this one is already good, basically. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to pretty much just click apply, and as you can see, the little dots that were here, the click, it's gone. Ooh, that's pretty awesome, isn't it? So what we're now gonna do is we're just gonna get rid of the empty space here so that the clip immediately starts.
Howdy ho, people, and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda.
That was not me speaking. Well, it is me speaking, but me from the past. Ooh. Hey, Rigby, I saw you watching the 2Clicks Phillips premiere. Yeah, I was there. I watched the entirety of it.
Howdy ho, people, and welcome to
It was pretty awesome. It's Skyrim video.
a new episode of All Things
His Skyrim videos actually makes me want to play more Skyrim.
the community show where we cook community news, serve them up on a nice little plate, and serve them warm right in front of you on the table. Be careful not to burn your tongue. Let's get started.
So that was the raw audio for what I have recorded, basically, and it obviously needs some editing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take, or like, cut out the pieces where I have to catch a breath.
The community show where we cook community news, serve them up on a nice little plate, and serve them warm right in front of you on the table.
As you can hear, there is pretty much, it's almost like there was nothing there. So, let's go and see if we can cut this out.
Be careful not to burn your tongue. Let's get started.
Actually, let's not cut this out.
The table. Be careful not to burn your tongue. Let's get started.
Those little pauses here actually add a little bit of, effect, I guess. So, that is all done now. So what I do is I pretty much, just save the file, which is right over here, the dialogue. As you can see, it's already named. This is kind of my naming scheme for it. It has been the same since the very start of All Things Lambda, so that hasn't really changed. Let's see. I already created a folder here. As you can see, these are all the folders that I have created basically for it. And we're just going to save it in here to keep it all nice and tidy. So over here, I'm just going to do the exact same thing.
Yesterday, Project Borealis has released a brand new media update on the progress of their Epistle 3 game, and oh boy, do they have a whole lot of things to show.
I will say, by the way, if you're willing to watch the entirety of the stream, which I don't know exactly how long it's going to take, may take a little bit, but it could also take like maybe 2-3 hours. Who knows?
Hey, Mendo.
You will have this episode spoiled for you. You're gonna see everything that I'm gonna do. You're gonna see the entire episode being made. So if you wanna keep things a surprise for you, I highly recommend you tune away. Of course, like, I would love for you to, like, keep watching, but, you know, if you don't want to have the entire episode spoiled, I guess it's acceptable to not keep watching this episode or this live stream. So
they actually have an entire section of gameplay to show off. A battle against some yet untextured combines functional already.
This is a breathing moment.
Suit chargers and pickups are functional, even though the suit charger is still very much placeholder. An environment placeholder.
Another breath moment, which I'm going to take out.
And environments are destructible, at least partially.
So this is basically the segment about Project Borealis, which has released a new update yesterday, a new media update. So, you know, we are going to include that. So I'm basically going to save it in the same folder. So, yeah.
Oh, and have I mentioned snow physics yet? No? Well, there are
snow physics.
Snow physics. And
breathing moment. Cut it out.
There are snow physics. And that's a nice segue into the general physics of the game.
Taking that away.
Which seemed to work on a similar great level as how the physics worked in Half-Life 2 in its episodes.
Ooh, that's a really big breathing moment.
The team recognized that physics are important and they're not going to half-ass them. In fact...
another breathing moment.
In fact, look at this vortex mode the gravity gun is going to be able to do.
Another one.
Doesn't this look absolutely amazing?
It really does look absolutely amazing, Mitch. Thanks for showing it off. I have nothing to show yet. Anyway, yeah. Yo, Rigby's. It's Gaming Dominari. Finally made it to a stream. Well, welcome. to the stream.
Apart from that, there are also some new improvements to the audio system. They're now making use of Steam audio in intricate places like right below you, or from a room,
Ooh.
or
Cutting that out.
or from a room far away from you. It would actually sound like it comes from that specific place.
And there we go. Apply the noise reduction filter and save, and we can go. I'll make some more audio improvements in Adobe Premiere actually, but we're not at that stage yet. So.
On a final note, they have a brand new redesigned website up and running right now where they show off various screenshots and concept art for the project.
Ooh, another breathing moment.
They've also listed a whole bunch of openings that they're still trying to fill up with talented people.
Ooh, another breathing moment.
Do you have what it takes to join a team? Do you want to work on this project? Is Half-Life your passion? Go ahead and join the team.
Well, is Half-Life your passion?
Go ahead and join the team.
This is technically a breathing moment, but I don't think I'm gonna cut it out entirely.
Half-Life your passion? Go ahead and join the team.
Because it's kind of a pause for effect kind of thing. Alright, apply the noise filter and save, and we can go. So as you can probably imagine, this process is pretty tedious.
A link to the update video, the direct gameplay footage, and the newly redesigned website are all pasted in the description below so you can check them out. I highly recommend you do so, it's some really amazing stuff.
But it's quite necessary in order to, well, up the quality, basically, of the episode, so... yeah. Is this about Project Borealis? It definitely is.
Last week we had the 18th anniversary of Half-Life Blue Shift, but yesterday we actually had the 20th anniversary of Counter-Strike's first public beta release.
Briefing moment compilation. Oh hell yeah. I'm actually, I was thinking about actually doing something like that once.
How did Valve celebrate this? Well, actually they did do something this time. Holy balls.
Holy balls. Like, they didn't say anything with Half-Life's 20th anniversary, but they did actually say something about Counter-Strike's 20th anniversary, which I find a little bit shady. Oh, just pressed the wrong thing. Close that panel, we don't need it. There we go. And save, and we can go.
It's not anything major though, but hey, at least they put out a blog post on the CSGO blog mentioning it, and they added the classic Dust 2 from 1.6 to CSGO as well. You can now play that map in casual. How, you might ask?
Ooh, another breathing moment.
Well, once you have joined a casual match on Dust 2,
another breathing moment, which we're gonna get rid of.
It will flip-flop between current day Dust 2 and past Dust 2 with each and
little tiny one there.
And past Dust 2 with each round, surprising players while doing it.
Right. Let's put the noise reduction filter over it and ship it. And we got well, hold on. I'll just do 10 real quick.
Playing on this map is actually a whole lot of fun, and I hope it'll stay in the game for a little bit longer. Maybe a week or two or so? We'll see. A link to the official blog post is...
Small little breathing moment.
We'll see. A link to the official blog post is in the description below.
Alright, noise filter, and ship it. So, we got some more to go. These are like 25 voice lines. Sometimes it even goes into the 30 voice lines, and sometimes into the 40. So, this process could take a little while, but this time actually not. This time I'm actually expect to be done quite quickly.
I hope your love for minifigures hasn't died yet, because we have some brand new figures for you this week. Sculptor Margos Art has created some highly detailed Half-Life minifigures.
Remove that.
Minifigures that are filled to the brim with detail and love.
Love. Here we go.
Recently, they have created a model of the Gonarch, complete with baby headcrabs, a little Lambda logo, and some Zen soil for the Gonarch to stand on. The detail here is almost unprecedented, and if I could buy one, I'd buy
Ooh, we got another breathing moment.
I'd buy like 3 or something. Maybe 4 if I can fit it on my shelf.
Go away.
shelf, and that's becoming increasingly more difficult. I think I'm kind of a hoarder.
Alright, there we go. Noise filter, and there we go. So if you guys are liking the stream, you guys should, well, click the like button. Because that shows me that you guys are actually really interested in this kind of stuff.
Anyway, Mark Haas has made...
Because, you know, for me, it's all very straightforward. I've been doing this every single week. But, like, for you guys, it might be very interesting.
Anyway, Mark Haas has made some more minifigures from many franchises like Dota 2 and Rick and Morty. But
yes, I mentioned Rick and Morty in an All Things Lambda video.
they have also made 2 other Half-Life related figures.
It's cursed.
They made a sculpt of both the headcrab and the hound eye, and they look equally as impressively sculpted and painted. They look pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome, man. Here we go. Ooh. Got an email from YouTube there. I almost thought it was a cease and desist. Ugh.
If you want to see more, a link to Mark Haas's Instagram is in the description below.
But no, it was just some terms of service that are changing. I'll read up on that later. Noise print.
If you want to see more, a link to Mark Haas's Instagram is in the description below.
There we go. Oh, and if you want to support the stream, by the way, if you want to support me financially, there's actually a link down below where you can go to my Streamlabs page and you can donate me money. Only if you want to, though. It's not like, I'm not gonna hate you if you don't.
Just a really quick note right here, but I feel like this is worth a mention if you haven't seen it yet.
This haven't is a little bit too loud, so I'll tone it down.
Mention if you haven't seen...
Tone it down just a little bit more.
If you haven't seen it yet.
Haven't seen it yet!
Haven't seen it yet. Freeman's Mind episode 10 has finally arrived, and it's, as always, pretty funny and amazing, and it's longer than... It's, as always, pretty funny and amazing.
Alright, getting rid of
Amazing,
that
and it's
breathing
longer than
moment.
its usual running time, clocking in at about 15 minutes.
Here we are. Okay. Throw some noise cancelling onto that, and onto the next one. We're almost done, guys, by the way. If you guys find this tedious, I'm really sorry. It's just, well, some processes just are tedious.
In this episode, Gordon finally gets his boat past the ramp and manages to get to the first Combine outpost where he has to resolve several issues. A link to the episode can be found in the description below.
Here we go. Don't want to give away too much of the plot of Freeman's Mind episode 10, so I kept it short and snappy. Let's stick to chat for a moment. Have you played HL2RP in Gmod? I may have played that when I was like 12 or 13, but I haven't played that recently at all. But thanks for your question, Microsoft Binbos. I am using OBS/Bandicam on really powerful PC and yet it lags. Can you share what you use and your settings? I may be sharing that later on in the stream. Right now, I should really focus on getting this All Things Lambda out as soon as I can. But it's a very interesting thing I could share, Alex D. Stark, so I'll be sharing that soon. Let's see... Wait, why does it say that on the screen? Oh, yeah, it does say that. I was testing out the alerts because I'm actually using standard OBS now instead of Streamlabs OBS because Streamlabs OBS doesn't have plugin support, but OBS regularly does. So it may look like I'm on Streamlabs OBS, but I'm not. But yeah, I had to test out the alerts to see if they would work here, and they do. And it would, like, Streamlabs would pretty much pick a random username, and sometimes your own username, to donate money and stuff. So, like, John and, you know, myself did not donate that amount of money. I did not receive that. Let that be a disclaimer. So yeah. So the reason why I'm on, like, standard OBS so I can do this. Whoa! I actually have 2 screens to show off. The second screen currently isn't used, though. Only the first one. But the second screen will be used once we go into Premiere. And OBS Streamlabs doesn't support that, so that's why. Question. Have you ever made a video game? Not really, no. No, I've never made a video game. But I would be psyched to do something like that, though.
DeviantArt user Decepticoin has made some really awesome Half-Life fan art. Most of his art is based upon the beta of Half-Life 2 actually, which isn't something you see very often from fan art.
There we go. Slap a noise filter on it and ship it.
We got pieces that show the console and his rows upon rows of monitors, the air exchange level with Gordon preparing to move towards it, the City 17 terminal plaza, and much, much more.
Actually, this is a breathing moment, so we're gonna get rid of that.
The City 17 terminal plaza, and much, much more.
More breathing moments. Get rid of them all.
Apart from the Half-Life art for Gunman Chronicles.
Get rid of this.
Something I'd actually, you know, if I ever played the game.
That's a little bit too loud. I'll have to normalize that. Just a little bit. Okay.
You know, if I ever played the game, which I unfortunately haven't.
I actually haven't played Gunman Chronicles at all. I heard tracking down a copy is actually kind of hard.
Decepticoin has made much, much more art on their DeviantArt page, which is linked down in the description below. Go and have a look.
Yeah, go and have a look. But there is no description yet, so, you'll have to wait.
Zombie Panic Source is getting a Linux board, but in order to make all of that run stable and smooth, there is some testing needed.
Breathing. No breathing allowed.
Unfortunately, since Linux has a whole lot of versions and distributions...
Yes, I'm actually talking about Linux here.
It's a pretty difficult task for the team to get the game tested on all of them.
Here we go. Slap a noise filter on it and ship it. By the way, what font are you using on your thumbnails for videos? I'm using a font called Omnis. It's a font you can find on Adobe Typekit, or Adobe Fonts as it's called now. So yeah. I don't know if you can download it anywhere else. You may be able to find it somewhere else, but it's called Omnis.
So the team is asking for help from the...
That's O-M-N-E-S, Omnis.
The community. Do you run a Linux distro for gaming and you'd like to help them out? Go and join the Zombie Panic Source Discord server and ping at Tabajara or...
Breathing.
Tabajara or another developer.
This is breathing.
Do you run out? Go...
I get distracted. Sorry.
Go and join the Zombie Panic Source roll. That way the team found...
There we go.
When they develop patches and fixes for the Linux build of the game.
You know, this is actually one of the only processes that hasn't changed since my last production stream, which was episode 10. And this is episode 49, so we have advanced a little bit.
A link to the official news post and the Discord server can be found in the description below.
It can, once the video is uploaded. Omnis? Okay, I'll check it out, thanks. Yes, Omnis. Exactly how you typed it.
You know who else's Discord server can be found in the description below? Ours.
Made a segue there. I've been doing that lately.
Heck yeah, we got our very own...
I've actually, like, changed the entire, like, outro text thing to use more segues and to be more fluent. It's a writing thing.
About Half-Life. It's like I said, linked down below, just like all our other social media channels like Twitter and Facebook.
Here we are. Boom. We're almost done. Almost, I promise.
Down there you can also find my channel and my Twitter. I've actually streamed the production of this very episode on my own YouTube channel, so if you find it interesting to see how I make these kinds of videos...
Yes, I'm actually talking about this stream right now. Very meta, I know.
You can watch the archived version of the stream there. Thanks to everyone who joined in and gave me editing suggestions.
Oh yeah, you guys can give me editing suggestions. If you would like to see things a certain way, just tell me and I'll debate whether or not I'm gonna actually put that in. But if there are some good, suggestions, I'm always welcome to implement them.
You guys have helped me out on this one. A link to the full stream can be found down below.
It can. There we go. Shipped it. The final one.
And with that, I'm putting an end to episode 49 of All Things Lambda. Don't forget to subscribe and to click that bell icon to never miss another episode. Salutations, and take care.
Alright, here we go. Final one. Let's check it
And of
one more
All
time
Things
for,
Lambda. Don't forget. Salutations, and take care.
Perfect. And we're done. That's the portion in Adobe Audition. You should put in Easter eggs in your videos. I sometimes do that. You should keep a closer eye on All Things Lambda sometimes, because I put in Easter eggs sometimes. NordVPN plugs. You know, if NordVPN wants to sponsor us, like, I'd be totally down for that. I would totally be down for a NordVPN sponsorship. Especially with Article 13 around the corner and stuff like that. You know, a VPN might be nice. So, NordVPN, if you're listening, you know, contact me. I have a business email on my, YouTube page. Okay, so let's just, show you the files I've gathered real quick. Here we go. Voice recordings. So here are all the files, basically. We got 25 voice files. But the actually, like, the actual count is 48, because it also, like, created all these PKF files, which we don't need. So, yeah. The last episode, by the way, was like 10 minutes long, and that one had like 42 recorded lines. Just adds a little bit of a comparison there. So let's get Adobe Premiere opened right now. The stream seems to be doing really well, actually. Oh, we're almost at 10 likes. Let's try to get the stream to 10 likes. Can we do that? Can we get the stream to 10 likes? That'll be awesome. 10 likes. That's a dream. A very big dream. Alright, so we're gonna not start a new project here. I know in the previous production stream I did do that, but as you can see here, there's an ATL template. Ooh, which I can just open. Oh, I can't find that one. That's no problem. I actually relocated some of the music lately. There we go. Boom. Oh, and we're at 11 likes right now. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. We got freaking 10, 11 likes within, like, the first half hour of the stream. That's cool. Alright. We are at 3 likes, lol. Reload the page. You'll see more. I can actually see a live display of all the likes. So what I'm gonna do now, before I actually put stuff into this, is I'm going to save this as a new file. Gonna create a new folder here called episode 49. And I'm going to change the name from ATL templates to ATL episode 49. Here we go. This is so we cannot change, like, this is so we don't accidentally change the template, which we don't need. So as you can see, a lot of the elements are already on the timeline. Let me explain a little bit more about the timeline. So what you're seeing here, this is the intro, basically. And yeah, that's pretty much standard for every episode, the intro right there. This is the music lane, the music layer. This is where all the music is. The super cool All Things Lambda tunes, which is actually called Broken Speaker by Carl Hendrickson. It's just royalty-free music. Nothing special. Let's see what we get. So here's the source text. Actually, let me just make this bigger. Which is, like, from a few episodes ago. I don't really, like, template that to be honest. It's just like that. I guess if you're viewing your videos or streams, it's updating in real time. That's why you see actual info. Yeah, I have like the dashboard, so I can see a lot more things than you guys do, actually. So yeah, this is the source text, and this is the subject text, basically, which I animated completely in After Effects, but I ported it over to Premiere as a motion graphics template. So basically what I can do here is I can change the text, and I can like make the text bigger and smaller. Those are all the options that I have given me. So that's why it's always consistent. So I can put stuff in like Gabe. Gabe Newell is kinda doing a weird thing right now. Oh, it doesn't fit in. What do I do now? Well, I just make the text a bit smaller. Or I change its formatting a little bit. I just take that away from that lane, or that row of text, and I just put it there. Make the text a little bit larger. And that's how we do it. That's how that works. This just works by changing the text up here with the text tool. Very, very simple stuff. I can put anything I want there. Same goes for all the others. And these are the graphics for the social media cards and my own personal card. And here we have an actual, the outro. So, yeah. Okay, so let's get the voiceover in here, which is all over here. Let's put it on my second screen. Let's get rid of OBS, I believe. It's probably going to be fine. Select it all. Put that all in VO. Now, it's going to tell us that a lot of these files cannot be imported. These are the PKF files that we don't need. Premiere can't read those. Those are literally only for Audition, so... yeah, it's okay that it can't read it. Oh, we just don't need it. So what I do now is I select all of these and I put them on the timeline right there. So now they're all put it on here and we can actually start editing them properly. There we go. Put them there.
Howdy ho, people, and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda, the community show where we cook community news, serve them up on a nice little plate, and serve them warm right in front of you on the table.
So now the voice lines are on the timeline. I just have to adjust some spacing things, so that's what we'll be doing. Now I'm going to turn off all of the other graphical effects, because we don't need to see them right now. So let's take a look. Let's add a break here. That's like, well, it doesn't need any text. The breaks are usually 1 second and 6 milliseconds long. I find that to be the best kind of spacing period between subjects, so that's why I do it this way.
Let's get started. Yesterday, Project Borealis has released a brand new media update on the progress of their Epistle 3 game, as to show.
They also sometimes add little breaks in between the voice clips here to make the pacing nicer. Here we go.
They actually have an entire section of gameplay to show off, a placeholder, and environments are destructible, at least partially. Oh, and have I mentioned snow physics yet? No? Well, the gravity gun is going to be able to...
I don't listen to the entire voice track, by the way, because that's going to take way too long. I'm literally just skipping back and forth to places where I think it needs to be kind of more spaced out. So that's... yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Apart from that, there are also some new improvements to the audio system.
Does it need a break here?
Apart from that, there are... absolutely amazing. Apart from that, there are also...
maybe a small little one.
Amazing. Apart from that, there are also some new improvements to the audio system. it would actually sound like it comes from that specific place. On a final note, they have a brand new redesigned website up and running right now where they show off various screenshots and concept art for Passion. Go ahead and join the team. A link to the update video, the direct gameplay footage, and the...
Doesn't need one there.
Oh, it's some really amazing stuff. Last week...
Alright. Let's add another break here. It's going to be exactly 1 second and 6 milliseconds long again. Oh. Let's put that there. Actually, have I selected them all? Yes, now I do. Premiere acts weird sometimes. What's the name of the song you always use? It's called Broken Speaker by Carl Henriksen. I don't know if you can just find it willy-nilly anywhere online, but I've gotten it off of like a royalty-free music website that I have access to. So yeah.
Last week we had the 18th anniversary of Half-Life Blue Shift, but yesterday we actually had the time. Holy balls. It's not anything major though, but hey, at least they put out a blog post on the with each round, surprising players while doing it. Playing on this map is actually a whole lot of fun, and I hope it'll stay in the game. The official blog post is in the description below. I hope.
If I fall silent for some moments, that's just because I'm really focusing on getting certain things right. Like, for example, if I need to do audio things, I have to actually listen to the audio instead of listening to my excruciating voice. Well, I'll still be listening to my excruciating voice, but I don't want to listen to 2 instances of my excruciating voice at the same time. So yeah.
Oh. I hope your love for minifigures hasn't died yet, because we have some brand new figures for you this week. Sculptor Mark Haas Art has created something with detail and love. Recently, they have created a model of the Gonarch complete with... I think I'm kind of a hoarder. Anyway, Mark Haas has made some more minifigures from many impressively sculpted and painted. They look pretty awesome. If you want to see more, a
little break could be added there.
If you want to see more, a link to Mark Haas's Instagram is in the description below.
And we're going to add a break there. There we go. Just line that up. And perfect.
Just a really quick note right here, but I feel like this is worth a mention if you haven't seen it yet. Freeman's Mind episode 10 has finally arrived, and it's, as always, minutes. In this episode, Gordon finally gets his boat. The episode can be found in the description below.
And that's the Freeman's Mind section already. Short and snappy. Here we are.
Whoa. DeviantArt user Decepticoin has made some really awesome Half-Life fan art. Most of his art is based upon the beta of Half-Life 2 actually, which isn't something you see very often from fan art. We got pieces that show...
A little break could be added there.
We got pieces that show the console and his rows upon rows of monitors. Something I'd actually put on my wall. You know, if I ever played the game, which I unfortunately haven't. Decepticoin has made much more art on their DeviantArt page, which is... Go and have a look.
I deselected them all. Alright, let's add another break here. There we go.
Zombie Panic Source is getting a Linux board, but in order to make all of that run stable and smooth, there is some testing needed. Unfortunately, since Linux has for the team to get the game tested on...
A little bit of a break, maybe.
So the team is asking for help from the community. Do you run a Linux distro for gaming and you'd like to help them out? Go and join us for the Linux build of the game. A link to the official news post and the Discord server can be found in the description below.
Wow, that's very cool, man. Adding another break here. There we go.
Oh. You know who else's Discord server can be found in the description below?
Ours.
Link down below, just like all our other social media channels like Twitter and Facebook. Down there you can also find...
Maybe a little break there.
Down there you can also find my channel and my Twitter. I've actually streamed the production stream can be found down below. And with that, I'm putting an end to episode 49 of All Things Lambda. Don't forget to subscribe and to click that bell icon to never miss another episode. Salutations, and take care.
So as you can already notice, looking at the voice lines over here, this episode is going to be a bit shorter than 9 minutes and 4 seconds. I'm just going to have to shove these all the way over here, and then we get a better estimate of how long this episode's actually going to be, which is not very long. This week is honestly a little bit of a slow week. Definitely a departure from last week. Because last week was ridiculous in terms of news. There we go. That's the audio line almost done. Almost done. Not completely, but almost. The audio for the video. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select all of my voice clips and I'm going to add a little bit of tweaking to the audio here. So I'm going to tag it as dialogue in the essential sound window, which you can bring up, by the way, by pressing window and then essential sound. And then we're just going to go to enhance speech and I'm going to set it to male. That's literally all I do for this, but it does make a pretty big difference in terms of audio quality.
They look pretty awesome. If you want to see more, a link to Mark Haas's Instagram is in the description below.
You can hear a little bit of a difference there. Let me just, like you listen to that again.
It's almost unprecedented, and if I could buy one, I'd buy like 3 or something. Maybe 4 if I can fit it on my shelf. And that's becoming increasingly more...
My voice just gets a lot more definition if I, like, enable that. So, yeah, it just sounds a lot better. Alright, so I'm gonna do something similar with the music, actually. It's already tagged as music, and I already have ducking on. So basically what Premiere is going to do is going to automatically scan the dialogue, and it's going to adjust the keyframes accordingly to that to make the audio, the volume higher or lower depending on where there are silent spots. So, yeah. Let's see. I'm just gonna generate the keyframes, and you can like set what to duck the audio on, and I got it set to dialogue, so that makes it a lot, like that makes the audio mixing a lot nicer.
Below, you know who episode. Salutations and take care.
And as you notice, the audio actually gets a lot louder when we get to the outro bit there. All right.
Howdy ho, people, and welcome to
Lambda Generation.
Howdy ho.
So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line up these subject cards with the start of each segment. So that's what I'm just going to do right now.
Yesterday, Project Borealis has released a brand new media update on the progress of their Epistle 3 game, and oh boy.
So since this segment is going to be comprised mostly out of Project Borealis footage, I'm going to leave the source text right there. Oh, I can't do that. Hold on. Let's put that there and that there. I'm going to let the source text end right there because, well, probably, like most likely the entire segment is going to be just Project Borealis footage. And we have to properly credit them, of course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this larger for a bit. And we're going to edit the text here to be more descriptive of where it comes from. So let's do that. Project Borealis. That's the YouTube channel name, and of course the platform where it comes from is YouTube, so that's gonna be put here. If I can type today. There we go. Project Borealis YouTube, and let's actually change the text here. This is why I still have Word open, so I can go down here, make a new segment here, and just type in the subject title that I want there. And, you know, it'll automatically check for spelling errors, and that way we reduce the amount of spelling errors that are going to be introduced into the title cards, which we obviously don't want. So let's see. What am I gonna do there? Project Borealis. Releases new update video. Exclamation mark. And we're just gonna put that, well, let's see. Is it ever, it's all good? It's all good. Okay. Just gonna paste that in there. It doesn't fit entirely on it, so I'm just gonna break it off there, put that other line on the other line there. Adjust the, bigness, the size of the text, and there we go.
Borealis has released a brand new media update on the progress of their Epistle 3 game, and oh boy.
So there we go. Project Borealis releases new update video. And then I can just put the video there later on, after we're done with creating the text and the adjustments to the template things. I'm actually going to mark this as red now. This basically is just for me to kind of see which segments are done and which are not, so I can go back and make changes when necessary. Let's mark this one as red. 2. This is Counter-Strike, I believe.
Last week we had the 18th anniversary.
Yes. This is gonna be my own recorded footage. Yes, I recorded me playing a match of Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike Source, actually. CSGO. Sorry. Played CSGO. With the new map and everything. So I got footage for that, but that will be applied later at the footage ingestion stage. Let's see. Just what are we gonna call it? Just Counter Strike turns 20 years old. Classic dust to playable. Don't know if this is going to fit in there, but we can try and wedge it in anyway. Just 20 years old. Classic dust to playable. Oh, it definitely fits. Perfect. Okay. If you guys have like title suggestions, you can put it in the chat and I'll look at it. So we don't need source text there because it's obviously our own recorded footage, so it comes from me, so yeah.
I hope your love for minifigures hasn't...
Make this one red.
I hope your love for minifigures hasn't died...
Oh, great. Okay, so Mark Haas Art creates awesome minifigures. Awesome Half-Life minifigures. Alright, here we go. Ooh, this may actually not fit. Well, it does, but it's kind of a bit too small. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this on the top layer there. Yeah. Why not? Yeah, let's just leave it at this. This is the most descriptive. Don't want to sacrifice anything. I'm just going to put word on the second screen. There we go. And this takes up until there. And since it's mostly Mark Haas's footage, I am going to be crediting him for it, obviously. I don't know his channel name, though, so I'm going to have to figure that out by going to his channel right here. It's literally just Mark Haas Art. Okay, great. Mark Haas Art on YouTube. Here we are.
Detailed Half-Life minifigures that are filled to the brim with detail and love. Recently, they have created a model of the Gonarch.
Perfect. Let's make that red.
Just a really quick note right here, but I feel like this is...
Ooh, we don't have a subject card for that, but now we do. There we go. Freeman's Mind. There we go. Freeman's Mind. Wait, hold on. How exactly? Okay, it is with a comma there. Freeman's Mind. Episode 10 has been released. Just leave it to a dot at the end. There we go. Put that in here. And boom. Maybe make it a little bit smaller so that the 10 isn't too close to the edge. There we go.
Just a really quick note right here, but I feel like this is worth a mention if you haven't seen it yet. Freeman's Mind episode 10 has finally arrived in its...
And of course, because Freeman's Mind belongs to Ross Scott, I'm going to have to credit him. Actually, I don't have to bring that over. I can just do this. Here we go. Here we go. Let's make this Accursed Farms. And it's also YouTube. We have a lot of YouTube footage here today. That's amazing! What a great value!
Freeman's Mind episode 10 has finally arrived and it's, as always, pretty funny and amazing, and it's longer than its usual running...
It was longer than its usual running time. It was like 15 minutes, which is pretty nice. Good-ass Ross content.
DeviantArt user Decepticoin has made some really awesome Half-Life...
Alright. Decepticoin has made some really awesome... wait a minute. Nice Half-Life art. There we go. Put that in there. Wait, what's it check for spelling? Yeah, like only the username is misspelled in quotation marks because of it's a username, and Word does obviously not check for that. Perfect. All right, great. Again, guys, if you like this stream, leave a like. That way I know you guys want to see more of this. And don't forget to support the stream. That's also pretty nice if you do it, but not necessary. I've left a link to the Streamlabs page down below where you can donate a little bit of money. Again, though, only do it if you want to. It's not like I desperately need it, so if you got some money to spare and you want to throw it my way, I have opened up an option for you to do so. Here we go, make that red.
Zombie Panic Source is getting a Linux...
Oh wait, this is still Accursed Farms, so that needs to be changed to Decepticoin on DeviantArt. DeviantArt. Let's actually take a look at the username. Decepticoin, yes, okay. Just making sure I got it correct. Don't want to misspell anyone's username. Boom. And it's a Zombie Panic source, obviously. Zombie Panic source requires some Linux testers. Exclamation mark. put that in here. Let's actually just grab this text and put that there and make this smaller. Actually, let's grab the requires here and put that there. I don't know what would look better, honestly, but this, I guess this, honestly. In my opinion, this looks better. What looks best for this text? If you wanna, should I put like requires up here, or should I leave it just where it is right now? You guys get to decide on that. Leave your suggestions in the chat, please. Okay. What am I gonna do for footage here, though? Maybe just like a trailer for Zombie Panic Stores? Because I don't really have any, like, pictures with it. Like, besides the, Linux Penguin. Forgot what he was called. He had a name, but I forgot. I'm not really a Linux user, so... let's see. Zombie Panic source on ModDB. Actually, no, the source really depends on where, well, probably the YouTube channel of Zombie Panic source, so that's what I'm going to assume right now, but I'll change it if it's different. Here we go. Well, no, it needs footage, never mind. I was gonna say that this segment was pretty much already done, but it still needs footage.
Ours? Heck yeah, we got our very own Discord server where you can continue
Actually, put that a bit more over there.
the conversation about Half-Life. It's like I said, link down below, just like all our other social media channels like Twitter and Facebook. Down there you can also find my channel and my Twitter. I've actually streamed the production of this very episode on my own YouTube channel, so if you find it interesting to see how I make these kinds of videos, you can watch the archived version of the stream there.
Man, sometimes I talk so fast in these videos. It's very noticeable now. Okay. So, we're done with the text editing, basically. Everything is there. May need to revise that later on. Really depends on where I really get the footage. Oh yeah, the Bohemian Rhapsody Easter egg. Don't tell everybody this, but I've been leaving an Easter egg at the end of each video, and it's literally the lyrics to Bohemian Rhapsody, so... yeah. So, I don't really remember what the last one was. What I put there. Generation. Perfect. The last line of lyrics
This mapping
was...
competition ran from the... Shit, did you hear that?
Anyway, the wind blows. Doesn't really matter to me. To me. Bohemian Rhapsody. Just like, just to make sure that it's that I got it all correct. What was it again? I already forgot.
Shit, did you hear that?
Anyway, the wind blows. Doesn't really matter to me, Just gonna leave the entire thing in. Alright, so... it's gonna be changed to that. Oh. It's just a kind of a running gag that I've been doing. It's a lot of fun. It'll make it boring. It'll make the outro boring otherwise. I probably have forgotten it once, though. Actually, in fact, I know I've forgotten it once, but it's not all that important. It's just fun. Okay, yeah, so let's actually insert... Actually, let's clean this layout up, because it's absolutely horrible. I can close out of that one, because we don't need it anymore. I'm gonna open a new Explorer window, and I'm gonna put that there. And I'm gonna put Google Chrome right there. And, like, make it very big. Well, very long right there. So this is kind of the layout that I usually use for like ingesting footage. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the CSGO footage that I've recorded, which is right there. And this is it basically. So what I do is I drag it in here. And as you can see, I already have like a folder structure here. Got like footage stuff here. I don't know what that is. Huh. Random sequence. Oh, never mind. I just folded it in there by accident, I guess. So yeah, I'm just gonna put this in footage. There we go. Keep things organized. Because when you keep things organized, you can find stuff back very easily, and it'll like keep your head clear. That's what I had with my previous setup. My previous setup was incredibly like cluttery on my desk, and there were wires everywhere. So I couldn't really keep my head very clear while doing editing stuff and, you know, things like that. But now, that has pretty much been resolved. My setup is now pretty freaking clean since I got my new PC, so that is really nice. Yeah, I'll just, like, start with this, I guess. I don't really care. Boom. This is actually a lot of fun because this is the first time I'm actually able to use Counter-Strike Global Offensive footage in an All Things Lambda. Usually I keep it to Half-Life games, but this time because it's Counter-Strike's 20th anniversary, I decided to use Counter-Strike footage. So yeah. That's gonna be an intro. Right there.
Howdy ho, people, and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda, the community show where we cook community news, serve them up on a nice little plate, and serve them warm right in front of you on the table. Be careful not to burn your tongue. Let's get started.
Don't judge my Counter-Strike playing, by the way. I'm not all that great in Counter-Strike. I am not awful, but I'm not awesome at it, so you're gonna see me fail a lot of times, probably.
Yesterday,
I hope you won't mind that all too much. You probably will, though. Let's get some footage of classic Counter-Strike. Perfect. Let's see. I recorded a lot of footage. I recorded like 17 minutes. An entire match. An entire casual match, that is. Fuck off, emails. Okay, I'm gonna turn on that. Stupid freaking emails. Don't need your spam. Ugh. Let's see what we got.
we had the 18th anniversary.
What kind of rank do you have in Counter-Strike? I'm currently Silver 1.
Public beta release.
It's because I don't play all that often.
And how did Valve celebrate this? Well, actually they did do something this time. Holy balls. It's not anything major though, but hey, at least they put out a blog post on the CSGO blog mentioning it, and they added the classic Dust 2 from 1.6 to CSGO.
Actually, I want that to be starting there, so I can actually show regular old Dust, well, current day Dust 2 here. Oh yeah, I was also like trying to like use the spectator camera to like look for the Dust 2 map itself, the classic one, which I eventually found, so that's cool. Can I find a moment where I'm not dead, please? Good. Okay, that should be enough. Let's put that there. Till there, and then slot that in there.
Last week we had the 18th anniversary of Half-Life Blue Shift, but yesterday we actually had the 20th anniversary of Counter-Strike's first public beta release. And how did Valve celebrate this? Well, actually they did do something this time. Holy balls. It's not anything major though, but hey, at least they put out a blog.
Gonna put a marker there called insert blog post. Gonna make that blue. This is for stuff that I have to add in later.
Hey, at least they put out a blog post on the CSGO blog mentioning it, and they added the classic Dust 2 from 1.6 to CSGO as well. You can now play that map in casual. How blog mentioning it, and they added the
Ooh, I can make a good transition there. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. This was a totally, this was not intentional, but I can do it. I'm gonna do it. Fuck this, I'm gonna do it. Oh, but I don't have the same weapon. Oh, that kind of sucks, but it doesn't matter too much.
The CSGO blog mentioned.
Almost.
CSGO blog mentioned.
Well, I was obviously not walking the same path there.
Blog
So.
mentioning it, and they added the classic Dust 2 from 1.6 to CSGO as well. You can now play that map in casual. How, you might ask? Well, once you have joined a casual match on Dust 2, it will flip-flop between current day Dust 2 and past Dust 2 with each round, surprising players while doing it.
Okay, I'm gonna cut that there, and I'm actually gonna go to the Dust 2 that I filmed myself, which should be in the same clip, I think. Or was that after I recorded this? Oh, yeah, this is kind of funny. I actually got a Danger Zone crate from this match. But in the Netherlands, loot boxes are kind of illegal, so I can't open them. So I just sold it to the community market like right away, and that's apparently all recorded. So, yeah. You just had one of those moments that I have when I video editing sometimes. Yeah, like, ooh, we got something. Alex D. Stark just subscribed. Thanks for your subscription. You're gonna get more content soon. Yeah, sometimes you have those moments from, like, during video editing that are just like, oh, that's hot. You just have to include that. I have that a lot with All Things Lambda. I'm just like, ooh, this is too perfect to pass on. I can't really seem to find the clip that I was using. Or the clip that I recorded for it. Maybe that was after recording that I did that. Oh, I really thought I recorded that. Well, I'll just cut to another clip of me fucking around in Classic Dust 2. Alright. Here we go. Hope it's not in the same environment. No, it isn't. Okay, good. That would have been really weird. Add a cross dissolve to it.
Doing it. Playing on this map is actually a whole lot of fun, and I hope it'll stay in the game for a little bit longer. Maybe a week or two or so? We'll see. A link to the...
There we go.
Playing on...
This should be almost done. I'm literally just inserting the footage for Counter-Strike right now, so I have that over with, so... Any, like, more advanced editing, like... Well, more advanced. Any other editing that I'm going to have to be doing on this, like, the insertion of the blog post... Oh, autosave. Very nice. I'm gonna have to do that after this footage is like placed, and you know, it's kind of to keep my sanity alive. Saving manually as well, because you can never trust Premiere autosaving. Okay, so I'm just gonna use another clip of me doing stuff in CSGO. Maybe they're just regular old Dust 2 there. Or regular old Dust 2, like present day Dust 2, I should say. Like, again, I'm not, like, awesome at Counter-Strike. I'm just kind of okay. This is where I die. Like, exactly here, this moment is when I knew I fucked up. He shot first, basically, so... Just, like, I'm just gonna cut off there to leave the suspense of, like, if I won or if I lost. So, yeah. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, you still can't see it through the fade. But you can see me losing health, though. If you look at the health display there. Suddenly down to 73, so... maybe a hint. So that's that then. This is actually so weird, seeing counters, like, CSGO footage behind this card, because I've always been using, like, single-player Half-Life footage. There we go. Let's check the chat for a moment. Hello, fellow non-Earthling. I'm also a non-Earthling, doing much non-Earthlinging. That's awesome. Maybe we should do non-Earthlinging together sometime. What do we have more? Who's the character on the thumbnail? That's Rigby. That is Rigby, the channel's mascot. Okay, so the Counter-Strike footage has been ingested. That's what you call, putting footage in your project. Stuff like that. Ingesting. So let's save it again. I can't stress enough. Save after every corner, because Premiere is such a bullshit program sometimes. It crashes. It sometimes crashes when I, like, click open file or something like that. Open project. It doesn't do it now, but I swear it will do it sometimes. Freaking Premiere. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, so now we're on to actually collecting the footage for the next big thing. The Project Borealis thing. So, I actually have a folder for that called Lambda Gen, and here is all the stuff that I have borrowed from the internet for this episode. So I'm just gonna make a new folder called episode 49. Here we go, and I'm gonna make a new folder called Project Borealis. And we're actually gonna go into the Trello board here. And I'm going to have to download this video. So how am I going to get that, huh? Well, sometimes we just cannot ask the people for, like, actual video files. So what I do is I just copy the video link. I go and search YouTube download. And this is the YouTube downloader that I usually use. It can download 1080p video in 60 frames per second nowadays. It wasn't always able to do that, but yeah, lately it has been for some reason. So I'm just gonna download that, download MP4, and there you go. It's downloading right now. Let's get the other footage as well, because there also is a gameplay showcase that I kind of want. I might pop up with something. Yup, indeed. It's one of those websites that are, like, kind of shady but functional. Here we go. So while that's downloading, let's continue to the next segment. At least Premiere is more stable than Vegas. I have indeed been using Vegas for, like, a pretty long time, and I can say that indeed it can be quite unstable depending on the hardware you're using. But just like the software in general, it isn't all that stable. But yeah, I've moved away from Vegas to, like, use Premiere, and Premiere works like a charm for me, so I think I'll stick to it for as long as I possibly can. It's Mark Haas. which is also consisting of YouTube videos, this segment. Awesome. This went 7 minutes. Ooh. Lots of fun. I hope my internet isn't gonna go to the absolute shitter if I download multiple videos at a time. You see, this one it can only download in 720p because the video itself probably is only... Yeah, it's only 720p. Well, that's fine. Not ideal, but it's fine. Download. This will probably be done earlier than the rest. But I got like 3 other videos of him to download, so... So yeah. Mastercom says, hit us up if you want something more. More of what, Mastercoms? I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, let's see. So these are all going to be just put in my downloads folder, which I keep relatively clean. Oh, this one's already done. Like I expected. I am a pretty good... I can predict situations pretty well, I guess. I'm making a new folder called Mark Haas Art. Just gonna paste that in there. Because I want to keep my downloads folder relatively clean, so yeah. I switched to Premiere from Vegas as well, and I really like using it. I totally agree with you, Agent Agrimar. Premiere is just a lot like, in my opinion, a lot better than Sony Vegas. It works. It just works for me. A Gonarch figurine.
Mark Haas Art has created some highly detailed Half-Life minifigures that are filled to the brim with detail and love. Recently, they have created a model of the Gonarch.
Ooh, Project Borealis content. That's what you're talking about, Mastercoms. I might hit you up after this episode of All Things Lambda. If you leave your Discord behind.
Mark Haas Art has created...
let's see. Mark Haas Art...
highly detailed Half-Life minifigures that are filled to the brim with detail and love. Recently, they have created a model of the Gonarch, complete with baby headcrabs, a little Lambda logo, and some Zen soil for...
Yeah, so I'm just gonna start... I guess with him making it. I think that would be the nicest thing to start with. It's always kind of like figuring out what to do and where to put certain footage. No, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. There we go. Let's add a cross dissolve there. Actually, no, let's not add a cross dissolve. Let's add a film dissolve. That's probably a lot better. There we go.
I hope your love for minifigures hasn't died yet, because we have some brand new...
Alright, so let me just scale this up just a little bit until there. I don't want to scale it up entirely because that's going to look pixelated. I was watching back the previous level design stream, video editing stream, and I did actually fill the screen with the 720p footage. I don't do that anymore. I just blur the background. I'd rather do that and make everything look a lot crispier than make everything look like a blurry mess. So, yeah. Some things have changed. Let's go back to my downloads folder. Grab these two out of here. Put these in here. They're both downloaded. But I'm now busy doing this segment, so I may as well finish it.
Highly detailed Half-Life minifigures that are filled to the brim with detail and love. Recently, they have...
detail and love.
The brim with detail and love.
Ugh.
Created a model of the Gonarch, complete with baby headcrabs, a little Lambda logo, and some Zen soil for the Gonarch.
Okay, so here I'm just gonna go to like the show-offy bit, where he's like showing his pretty awesome creation. I will have to admit, it looks pretty awesome. And very detailed. I gotta cross this off.
Recently, they have created
I'm actually gonna copy... Well, actually, I'll do that
a
later.
model of the gonards, complete with baby head crabs, a little Lambda logo, and some Zen soil for the gonards to stand on. The detail here is almost unprecedented, and if I could buy one, I'd buy like 3 or something. Maybe 4 if I can fit it on my shelf, and that's becoming increasingly more difficult. I think I'm kind of a hoarder. Anyway, Mark Haas has made some more minifigures.
Alright, we need to download more videos from Mark Haas. At least one, maybe 2. 2 other videos. Or pictures. Pictures are fine too. So yeah, this is Mark Haas's channel, by the way. Maker of awesome sculptures. So if you want to subscribe to his channel, do that. I haven't put a link in the description, but you can probably find him. There's the head crab one, and there's the hound eye one. Perfect. Let's put that in here. It's gonna pop up something, isn't it? Yeah. It does that every so often. It's also still 720p. 720 piss! That's what I call it. This one has like an entire intro bit. I've actually seen these already, so I just haven't downloaded them yet. There we go. Oh. This is new. Your client does not have permission to get URL blah 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 from the server. That's all we know. Guess Google's on to me. Oh shit. This is technically not illegal, right? This is weird. I've never had that before. Yeah, it keeps doing that. How about 360p? I think that one would work, but I'm not going to download 360p footage. Yeah, then I guess the best way... maybe the best way to fix this... Spartu Borealis. Because he has an Instagram page. I can just take the pictures from there. If I can find them. I'm looking for like individual pictures. Because he did have something with all of them in there. But I do still want something for the hound eye. Some really cool art as well. Holy damn, I haven't even seen that. I haven't scrolled down that much, but this is some really nice work, honestly. Cool. Pretty awesome. But no, I may have scrolled past it or something, but I haven't found the hound eye. Rigby breaking the law on stream. It's legal, I swear. Actually, I have no idea, but how else am I gonna get the footage for it? This is how a lot of other people do it too, I'm sure. Maybe I should try again one more time. It's gonna pop up something again. Or else I'm just gonna have to use a different service. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just use a different service. YouTube download, because I have another one that I use as backup. This one. Which works in the same kind of way. Oh yeah, it has the ad blocker thing as well. So I basically have to be really quickly pasting this in. And before it... Are you kidding me? No, you're not gonna be serious about this, right? Hold on. KeepFit.pro? I have never used this before. Maybe it's okay. Best download, yeah. I mean... Hey, there we go. I'm going to scan the living shit out of that video after it's done. For viruses, so yeah. That's what I always do. Always gotta watch out with this kind of stuff. You know, the way I'm getting this footage is admittedly not pretty. I would rather do it a different way. I really would. But, you know, the time it's gonna cost me to contact each individual person to get video footage, it's just too long. I'll be busy, like, all week with correspondence and stuff like that, and I quite simply just don't have time for that, unfortunately. So, it's just, it's a dirty way of doing it, but it's also, like, for me at least, the best way. So, yeah. This video is made by Glorious Copyright. I don't like breaking copyright law. Okay, let's see. Putting that in there. And that one as well. Because it's done downloading. Scan with Windows Defender. 0 threats found. Okay. Good.
I think I'm kind of a hoarder. Anyway, Mark Haas has made some more minifigures from many franchises like Dota 2 and Rick and Morty, but they have also made 2 other Half-Life related figures. They made a sculpt of both the Headcrab and the Houndeye, and
It smells like food in my room right now. I actually live above a restaurant, so... And I have the window open, so that's why it smells like food. Watch out for the FBI. Oh, watch out. If the FBI is coming, I'll tell you. If they're knocking on the door. But that's highly unlikely. Okay, so in the res folder, I'm actually going to create a new folder called branding. Real quick. Put that in there. And a new folder called Mark Haas. Because that's where I'm going to be collecting all of the footage related to him. So we already have the cone arch in there, and now we're going to have the other footage in there as well. It sometimes automatically opens a new browser window with a virus that you can easily avoid. Like an entirely new window, or just a new tab? Because they got like pop-ups like that turned off. But yeah, those kind of sites are annoying as hell. It's not illegal to borrow this for commentating or news third-party purposes, at least not in the US. Yeah. But it's against YouTube/Google policy. I guess so. But then again, like, if there is an alternative way of getting this, I would take that alternative way. It's just not that easy. Unfortunately. I wish it was, but yeah.
Anyway, Mark Haas has made some more minifigures from many franchises like Dota 2 and Rick and Morty, but they have also made 2 other Half-Life related figures. They made a sculpt of both the Headcrab and the Houndeye.
Headcrab and the Houndeye. So we're gonna start with the Headcrab first, and just kind of like... the show bit here. Maybe actually like when he's making the Headcrab for like the first few, just to kind of fill that up. Don't need the audio.
I think I'm kind of a hoarder. Anyway, Mark Haas has made some more minifigures from many franchises like Dota 2 and Rick and Morty, but they have also made 2 other Half-Life related figures. They made a sculpt of both.
Let's go to the Headcrab. I mean, you cannot look at this and say that it looks ugly. It's so nice. It's so nicely sculpted. It's so nice.
A sculpt of both the Headcrab and the Houndeye.
Oh, I don't like that fade there.
a sculpt of both the headcrab and the hound eye, and they look equally as impressively sculpted and painted. They look pretty awesome.
So I think I'm probably better off using this piece here. Without the fades.
Of both the headcrab and the hound eye, and they look equally as impressively
Now we're going to show the hound eye. Let's see how their video footage works on that website. And it works perfectly fine. Of course it does. Actually uses different editing. Here we go.
as impressively. They look pretty awesome. If you want to see more, a link to Mark Haas's Instagram is in the description below. Just a really quick note.
Here we go. It wasn't, I think, against Google policy until they introduced Premium, which had this as a feature. YouTube Premium does have a video download feature, but you don't actually have access to the files. Like, they'll stay in the YouTube app, actually. You cannot just grab them out of it. They're probably, like, encrypted and everything, so you cannot just, like... They're watchable offline, but you cannot, like, use the actual files or get to them. So, yeah, if it was, like, a feature, being able to download video files, I would have already, like... applied for YouTube Premium.
5 minifigures that are filled to the brim with detail and love. Recently, they have created a...
Alright, so let's fix the scaling of the footage here. There we go. Now that's all immediately fixed. And let's actually add something in the background. Now, what I usually do is I just duplicate this. I do that by Alt and then dragging the entire segment here. And I just enlarge this, copy its motion properties, select these other clips, and they will have the same properties when you paste it on them. So yeah, it's very, very nice. But we're not done yet. We actually have a Gaussian blur to add. Just add a good amount of that. There we go. Repeat edge pixels just in case. Actually, I'll show you what it does. Okay, so if it's not if show edge or repeat edge pixels isn't enabled, you can see that even though the footage is supposed to like fill the entire screen, there's still this weird black border around it that you don't really want. This is because it also like blurs the edges of the clip, as you can see. So it kind of like, it's kind of like a gradient type of deal here. So when you enable repeat edge pixels, that effect goes away. The more you know. So just copy that, paste it onto all these other clips, and boom, everything has a Gaussian blur behind it. We're also going to add a drop shadow to the top clip here. I'm gonna add some distance to that, some extra opacity, and there we go. That's all that it really needs. And this is what it looks like.
Highly detailed Half-Life minifigures that are filled to the brim with detail and love. Recently, they have created a model of the Gonarch, complete with baby head crabs, a little lamp.
Just fill the black with blurred gameplay of Half-Life. I don't really do that for a reason. Because, number one, I want, like, the content to be, like, kind of in the spotlight. So I want everything on screen to be the content. And this is just a lot nicer. It fits together a lot better. Because if you put gameplay, like, underneath it, then just too much things are going on screen, and it's just kind of weird looking. I've actually toyed around with it before. But it didn't really look all that amazing. But yeah, keep the suggestions coming, by the way. Suggestions are always good. Content. Content indeed. So I call this segment pretty much done.
I hope your love for minifigures hasn't died yet because we have some brand new figures for you this week. Sculptor Mark Haas Art has created some highly detailed Half-Life minifigures that are filled to the brim with detail and love. Recently, they have created a model of the Gonarch, complete with baby headcrabs, a little Lambda logo, and some Zen soil for the Gonarch to stand on. The detail here is almost unprecedented, and if I could buy one, I'd buy like 3 or something. Maybe 4 if I can fit it on my shelf, and that's becoming increasingly more difficult. I think I'm kind of a hoarder. Anyway, Mark Haas has made some more minifigures from many franchises like Dota 2 and Rick and Morty, but they have also made 2 other Half-Life related figures. They made a sculpt of both the Headcrab and the Hound Eye, and they look equally as impressively sculpted and painted. They look pretty awesome. If you want to see more, a link to Mark Haas's Instagram is in the description below. Just a really quick...
Perfect. Alright, it looks nice. Looks fine for me. VNN uses it. Are you talking about the gameplay effect in the background? Yeah, but like VNN, Valve News, Tyler McVicker, like he uses gameplay footage throughout the entirety of his videos. So that's kind of different in terms of like editing. So, like, All Things Lambda is structured in a different way where, you know, every segment gets broken off by black. So, there is no continuous gameplay going on. Like, I would have done the same thing if it was continuous gameplay. Alright, so let's go to the Project Borealis section. Oh, wait, yeah. Since this segment is done, I'm going to color it green, because then I know that I don't really have to necessarily go back to it, but I may still check it for quality later on. So, Project Borealis, the big feature for this week. Let's see what we can do with it. Gonna make a new folder called Project Borealis. I'm gonna insert the footage right there. So what am I gonna start with?
Borealis has released a brand new media update on the progress of their Epistle 3 game, and oh boy, do they have a whole lot of things to show. They actually have an entire section of gameplay to show off. A battle against some yet untextured combined soldiers is happening here, where Gordon uses several weapons that are all actually functional.
I think we should start off with the actual gameplay showcase then. Let's see. Let's start it from... Actually, yeah, I'll like cut through segments here and there and show off different parts of it while I go. Film dissolve there.
Yesterday, Project Borealis has released a brand new media update on the progress of their Epistle 3.
Did you do any editing before All Things Lambda? Oh, absolutely. I've been editing video for like 9 years at this point.
Game, and oh boy, do they have a...
I had several YouTube channels. Some of them failed, some of them succeeded. And now I'm doing Glorious Rigby, this channel, and all Things Lambda on Lambda Generation, so yeah.
Whole lot of things to show. They actually have an entire section of gameplay to show off. A battle against some yet untextured combined soldiers is happening here, where Gordon
Okay, hold on.
actually have an entire section of gameplay to show off. A battle against some yet...
Going to cut to the battle here. Yeah, this will be fine. Right there. Get rid of the audio, even though the soundtrack underneath this is pretty awesome.
Battle against some yet untextured combined soldiers is happening here, where Gordon uses several weapons that are all actually functional already. Suit chargers and pickups are functional.
Ooh, suit chargers and pickups.
Actually functional already. Suit chargers.
I have footage of that too. Well, I didn't make the footage, but you know. go.
Suit chargers and pickups are functional, even though the suit charger is still very much placeholder. And environments are destructible.
Destructible environments. Gonna show that off too because it's awesome. That happens around here. Started there. And ended there. That placeholder suit charger, though. Oh, absolutely. Like, a placeholder doesn't need to be that much, but that placeholder is just kind of funny.
And environments are destructible. At least, partially. Oh, and...
There we go. Let's add some cross dissolves.
A battle against some yet untextured Combine soldiers is happening here, where Gordon uses several weapons that are all actually functional already. Suit chargers and pickups are functional, even though the suit charger is still very much placeholder. And environments are destructible. At least, partially. Oh, and have I mentioned snow physics yet?
Ooh, the snow physics. Absolutely. Those are awesome, too. But where is the best moment? Well, here is the best moment to show that off. TBH. Right there.
Oh, and have I mentioned snow physics yet? No? Well, there are snow physics. And that's a nice segue into the general physics of the game, which seem to work on a...
And now we're going to show off more physics stuff. Download PBOSD and place it into the video because it's too good. I could do that. That's actually a very good idea. Yeah. That's, not bad. I'll be doing that. Thanks for the suggestion.
Oh, and have I mentioned snow physics yet? No? Well, there are snow physics. And that's a nice segue into the general physics.
But I'll have to finish like the footage part first, because that's the most, well, not the most important thing. Audio is just as important. But yeah, that's kind of what I do first all the time.
Is. We know how important realistic physics is to Half-Life 2 and its episodes. With that in mind, we...
Perfect. Let's put that there.
Which seemed to work on a similar great level as how the physics worked in...
Oh, I grabbed the wrong footage, eh? This is still the gameplay showcase. I have to grab this one. There we go.
Seemed to work on a similar great level as how the...
How does the cut work?
Seemed to work on a similar great level as how the physics...
With a cross dissolve, it'll probably be okay.
Which seemed to work on a similar great level as how the physics worked in Half-Life 2 and its episodes. The team recognized that physics are important and they're not going to... A similar great level as how the physics worked in Half-Life 2 and its episodes. The team recognized that physics... Episodes.
Gonna cut there and put something else there. Oh, that's for the vortex part. I really only want to show that when I mention that, because it looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, let's have the part with the boxes. Why not? There we go.
The team recognized that physics are important and they're not going to half-ass them. In fact, look at this vortex mode.
Vortex mode. There's so much awesome physics stuff to show off, actually. But vortex mode has to be, like, my favorite, because it just looks so good. There we go.
In fact, look at this vortex mode the gravity gun is going to be able to do. Doesn't this look absolutely amazing? Apart from that, there are also some new improvements.
Improvements to the sound system. Let's see. The OST in the video is called Kernel Panic. I'll look for that on the channel. I think they have uploaded that to the channel, right? Let's see. Hallowed Ground. Kernel Panic. Let's confirm it. It is. Pretty much. Yep. Ooh, don't full screen it. There we go. Do they have a download by any chance? No. Okay, well, then I'll just download it myself later on. Save. Okay,
Absolutely amazing. Apart from that, there are also some new improvements to the audio system. They're now making use of Steam
audio system. It's funny because they're making use of Steam audio in Unreal Engine 4. That's kind of fun little tidbit. Gonna have to cut it at this segment. Actually, let's go in a bit deeper so we can be more precise with our cut. It's not a great representation of audio tests. I may do something later, but I don't want this segment to drone on for too long.
Apart from that, there are also some new improvements to the audio system. They're now making use of Steam audio, which adds a layer of realism to audio that comes from intricate places like right below you or from a room far away. Audio, which adds a layer of realism to audio that comes from intricate places like right below.
It sounds so kind of weird though, still. Ooh, did you guys saw that, by the way? No, I don't want to grab that. Look at the clouds. Volumetric clouds. Holy shit, I like that. Ooh. Press this shortcut that brings me all the way to the end of the timeline. Do not want.
Is like right below you or from a room far away from you. It would actually sound like it comes from that specific place. It would actually sound like it comes from that specific place.
Actually, I think it probably is better to include audio with these. I mean, like, that's very obviously better, but, like, I was just kind of struggling with how that would be done. Yeah, I'm gonna have to re-add these. Yeah. Crap, I hit it again. There we go. Here we go. And it has been added.
Apart from that, there are also some new improvements to the audio system. They're now making use of Steam audio, which adds a layer of realism to audio that comes from intricate places like right below you.
Footstep ASMR. Gonna put the gain down just a little bit. Maybe by 10.
Apart from that, there are also some new improvements to the audio system. They're now making use of Steam audio, which adds a layer of realism to audio that comes from intricate places like right below you or from a...
Almost. I would actually set it more to like, maybe 13.
Some new improvements to the audio system. They're now making use of Steam audio, which adds a layer of realism to audio that comes from intricate places like...
That's better. Now this one needs audio 2. Is there actually? Oh yeah, explosions. Probably better. There we go. It's a better representation of that. Let's see if -13 works for this too.
Intricate places like right below you or from a room far away from you. It would actually sound like it comes from that specific place. On a It would actually sound like it comes from that specific place. On a final note, they have a brand new redesigned website up and running right.
I'm actually gonna add a small little exponential fade to the audio right there.
Sound like it comes from that specific place. On a final note, they
Little longer.
from you. It would actually sound like it comes from that specific place.
It's actually nice because the converted video here retained the surround sound kind of thing. So if you're wearing headphones, you can actually hear it.
It's a layer of realism to audio that comes from intricate places like right below you or from a room far away from you. It would actually sound
Like that explosion actually happened more in my left earphone. So that's kind of really cool. Let's see.
amazing. Apart from that, there are also some new improvements to the audio system. They're now making use of Steam Audio, which adds a layer of realism to audio that comes from intricate places like right below you or from a room far away from you. It would actually sound like it comes from that specific place. On a final note,
Alright, this is pretty good. Now on to the next.
and new redesigned website up and running right now
yeah.
where they show off various screenshots and concept art for the project. They've also listed a whole bunch of openings that they're still trying to fill up with talented people. Do you have what it takes to join a team? Do you want to work on this project?
Okay, so we need some shots of the website. Let's get that done. ProjectBorealis.com. Have to full screen that. Here we go. Wait, I'm not done yet. I actually need some pictures of the fan art section. Media? View all media. I'm actually going to do a scrolling capture here. If everything has been loaded. Oh, hey, look at what I found. A download for Project Borealis soundtrack. If these are all WAV files, that'll be amazing. Then I can actually have like a high quality version of the soundtrack under the video. That's awesome. So yeah, if you want to download the soundtrack, go to the media section and all the way down, you can download it. Okay, I'm really intrigued now. Go away, WinRAR. Oh, they're just MP3 files. But Kernel Panic is here, though. Let's extract that to... Let's see. Create a new folder in there. Yeah, that's fine. Boom. And it has been extracted there, so that's where we can find it later. Okay, yeah, so like, let's make a scrolling capture here. It's very easily done. Just go to ShareX, which is a program I used, which has like a load of these kinds of screen capturing features, including the scrolling capture. I don't know how this is gonna show up on stream, but let's see. Let's see how it did. Ah, this is awful. Yeah, it's not perfect. Yeah, okay, let me just... Just screenshot this. I mean, the point is that you should, like, get the idea that the website has been updated with new stuff. And the join the resistance bit here. With all of their openings, because it's quite a lot that they have.
Specific place. On a final note, they have a brand new redesigned website.
So let's ingest the actual footage. Actually, let's make Chrome small again and put it there in the corner where it belongs. Let's see. Oh yeah. Here we are, and it should be somewhere here, and this, and this. Perfect. Put that in there. And they can just be there. First of all, the landing page right there.
On a final note, they have a brand new redesigned website up and running right now where they show off various screenshots and concept art for the project.
Then this one.
Screenshots and concept art for the project. They've also listed a whole bunch of
the job openings
that are still trying to fill up with talented people. Do you have what it takes to
Is that Bunsy Buddy Thanos? Yes. Yes, that's Bunsy Buddy Thanos.
Join a team? Do you want to work on this project? Is Half-Life your passion? Go ahead and join the team. A link to the update video, the direct gameplay footage, and the newly redesigned website are all pasted in the description below so you can check them out. I highly recommend you do so. It's some really amazing stuff.
Okay, and I think I'm gonna fill up the rest with some more gameplay, because that's obviously what everybody wants to see. Just the gameplay. At least that's what I would want to see. Alright, same thing goes for this. Gonna make this bigger. This bigger. This way bigger. I'm just gonna, for consistency reasons, I'm gonna take this Gaussian blur over here and I'm gonna copy that over all of these bottom clips. So that they're all like consistently sized and like consistently blurred. Consistency is very important to make the viewing experience nicer. Here we go. That's why I always use like the same transition effects and stuff like that. Here we go. How is this gonna transition then, huh? Okay, so when I want to transition from this to like this kind of section, it doesn't just work by just like putting a cross dissolve there, because then the top clip is just gonna pop in, which I don't want. To fix this, as I drag this to like the start of this transition, and I just add a film dissolve to it. As you can see, it's the same length automatically. And then everything fades in perfectly fine.
Final note, they have a brand new redesigned website up and running right now where they show off various screenshots and concept art for the project. They've also listed a whole bunch of openings that they're still trying to fill up with talented people. Do you have what it takes to join a team? Do you want to work on this project?
Alright. Let me just add some more cross dissolves to this. This before I forget.
Blazes like right below you, or from a room far away from you. It would actually sound like it comes from that.
That's fine. Okay, some more gameplay. From a segment I haven't shown yet, obviously. Just put that there. Actually, I want the ending to be there. Yeah, like the where you can see the entire level. That would be a really cool ending shot. Maybe with that too. Just to give them some well-deserved credit.
People, do you have what it takes to join a team? Do you want to work on this project? Is Half-Life your passion? Go ahead and join the team. A link to the update video, the direct gameplay footage, and the newly redesigned website are all pasted in the description below so you can check them out. I highly recommend you do so, it's some really amazing stuff. Last week we had the
Alright, very cool. Let's add a film dissolve there.
really amazing stuff. Last week we had the 18th
and a film dissolve here, obviously, because I haven't done that yet. There we go.
Last week we had the 18th anniversary of Half-Life Blue Shift, but yesterday we actually had the 20th anniversary of Counter-Strike's first public beta release.
Save. Before things go absolutely wrong.
This is happening here where Gordon used.
So let's check this segment, okay? Let's see if it's actually good.
Yesterday, Project Borealis has released a brand new media update on the.
What in the world was that? STE just subscribed. Well, thanks, STE. Thanks for subscribing.
Progress of their Epistle 3 game, and oh boy, do they have a whole lot of things to show. They actually have an entire section of gameplay to show off. A battle against some yet untextured combined soldiers is happening here, where Gordon uses several weapons that are all actually functional already. Suit chargers and pickups are functional, even though the suit charger is still very much placeholder, and environments are destructible, at least partially. Oh, and have I mentioned snow physics yet? No? Well, there are snow physics, and that's a nice segue into the general physics of the game, which seem to work on a similar great level as how the physics worked in Half-Life 2 in its episodes. The team recognized that physics are important and they're not going to half-ass them. In fact, look at this vortex mode the gravity gun is going to be able to do. Doesn't this look absolutely amazing? Apart from that, there are also some new improvements to the audio system. They're now making use of Steam audio, which adds a layer of realism to audio that comes from intricate places like right below you or from a room far away from you. It would actually sound like it comes from that specific place. On a final note, they have a brand new redesigned website up and running right now where they show off various screenshots and concept art for the project. They've also listed a whole.
You sound so pissed off the moment you've been distracted with subscription. I'm not pissed off. I'm more like surprised. Like, I'm never pissed off if you subscribe to my channel. That's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I kind of got shocked because I didn't expect it, and the sound is kind of loud, so I was like, oh, somebody subscribed. But no, like, you're welcome to subscribe, and I'm really happy to have you as a subscriber, so let me just make that very clear.
Whole bunch of openings that they're still trying to fill up with talented people. Do you have what it takes to join a team? Do you want to work on this project? Is Half-Life your passion? Go ahead and join the team. A link to the update video, the direct gameplay footage, and the newly redesigned website are all pasted in the description below so you can check them out. I highly recommend you do so, it's some really amazing stuff.
Alright, great. So that's done. At least for now. I may come back to it later, but it's looking pretty good. Okay. So now we're going to add the blog post thing here. Let's see. Is the blog post added to this Trello card? Yes, it is. Gonna have to full screen this. Here we are. All right. Let's put it in now. If I can find it. Yes, there it is. Not anywhere there. Just put it there. Counter Strike. I'm just going to call it that. leave it at that. Here we are.
Put out a blog post on the CSGO blog mentioning it, and
It kind of overlaps the transition a bit. I think I'm gonna move it. Yeah, I'm gonna move the transition. Let's be like over there. Actually, this might be a bit of a better transition even. I don't know how I synced these up so well, but I did. Huh.
And they added the classic Dust 2 from one. And they added the classic. And they added.
It's almost perfect. Almost, but it's so nice. Oh. Alright. Let's make this a bit bigger. There we go. Let's see what it looks like. Zoomed in. Readable, but I think I may make it a bit smaller. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's add a drop shadow to it. This one, yes. Add a blur to the background so viewers will focus on the blog post. Yep. Like, I have been doing that. In like previous episodes of All Things Lambda, I've always been kind of blurring the background already. So it is indeed a very nice thing though to blur the background. There we go. A little bit before it. I'll always even like add a little animation. Usually.
Blog post.
Oh.
Put out a blog post.
That's a little too fast. There we go.
They put out a blog post on the.
There we go.
Put a blog post on.
But yeah, adding blur to things is generally just really nice. I like the idea.
Put out a blog post on the CS blog.
And then I'll let it go out somewhere around here.
Mentioning it.
Perfect. Okay, now let's create the animation that goes with it. More blur to perfectness. I'm gonna the whole footage is gonna be blurry. The whole thing. One big blur. That'd be something. Okay, let's see. Scale it down just a little bit.
Blog post on it.
There we go. So we kind of have this
A blog post on it.
zooming in kind of effect, which I think looks pretty nice. Have you heard of quarter fraction going first person? I have actually. Yes. I've seen a lot of that kind of progress on the All Things Lambda Discord server, so it's pretty nice, I think. There we go.
Blog post on.
So that's what it looks like now.
Blog post on the CSGO.
Blur the audio. I'll blur the audio. Yes. I'll add like the alien voice to the audio. Ooh, wait, I can do that. Hold on. Flanger. I think at least it was the flanger. I think it was. Where did I put it? I made like an entire thing for it. Oh well.
Go blog mentioning it.
Oh yeah.
At least they put out a blog post on the CSGO blog mentioning it, and they added the classic Dust 2 from 1.6 to CSGO as well. You can now play that map in casual. How, you might ask? Well, once you
Ooh, I sound like a super angry robot now.
CSGO as well. You can now play that map in casual. How, you might ask? 1.6 to CSGO as well. You can now play that map in casual. 6 to CSGO as well. You can now play that map in casual.
Isn't this just perfect?
Something.
My cover is blown. I'm a robot. Oh no! Don't kill me! Don't dissect me! Okay, I'll just... I'll take it off.
Though, but
There we
hey,
go. Let's see. It would be funny if your voice at some point will be totally non-understandable and you will be like, oh, sorry, my alien language translator malfunctioned. I could probably do something like that with a Glorious Rigby video, but for an All Things Lambda video, I don't think if everyone would like that there.
it's not anything major. Blog post on the CSGO.
So this is what the animation looks like right now, by the way.
Had a blog post on the CSGO.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice, if I say so myself. Huh. Let's add more animation to it, because that fixes everything, of course. Of course.
Mentioning it.
Perfect, perfect. Only this needs to be linear. I've gone from a khaki accent to like something more Italian.
Blog post on the CSGO blog mentioning it. And blog post on the CSGO blog mentioning it. And they added the classic
Actually, let's make its duration a bit
blog
longer.
mentioning it. And
Clear this marker
it. And
because I'm busy with it. I'm getting jiggy with it.
mentioning it. And they it. And
Okay, a little bit oh, hold on. Gotta get those keyframes out of there before I lose them. A little bit before this transition, or else it looks weird. There we go.
mentioning it. And they added blog mentioning it.
And of course the blur needs to be adjusted too.
Mentioning it.
There we go.
And they added the they put out a blog post on the CSGO blog mentioning it, and they added the classic Dust2 from 1.6 to CSGO.
Actually, we can just leave the blur on, because we're transitioning to the next one, the next clip anyway.
Mentioning it, and they added the classic Dust2 from 1.
Yeah, I think that looks a bit snappier. Let's just keep it like that then. Alright. So, okay, hold on. I've been forgetting to change these markers to green. Oh no. There we go. So now this is fully done. Great. This one's done. Great. We have like 3 more sections to go. Actually, this one is done now, because it has the footage. Okay. Yeah, like actually 3 more segments to go. Why are there only 7 people watching you? You're like the best YouTuber I know. Oh, I'm flattered. Albanation. Thank you. Thanks a lot for that. I don't know why there are not all that many people watching. Probably because they're not interested in video editing. But yeah. If you like the stream, by the way, don't forget to give it a like. We're at 20 likes right now. That's pretty darn good already. But like, if we can get more, that'll be nice. So yeah, like the stream. Oh, and if you want, you can support me by going to the Streamlabs link, then in the description below. Not necessary. Again, I'll keep saying that, but yeah, if you want to, you're totally allowed to.
And it's, as always, pretty funny and amazing, and it's longer than it. Mention if you haven't seen it yet. Freeman's
Mind. Freeman's Mind. This was like a week ago already. YouTube download. Do I still have it open? No, I don't. Let's see if this one's working again. Let's see if it got its shit together. Gosh darn hope so. Come on, do the video. Why does preparing take so long to do, eh? Come on. Oh, there we go. Now we can download video clip. And it got its shit together. Good. Very good. I like your channel. Generally, I hope you could get more money from it. Well, I'm not really in it for the money per se. It's a nice extra, but, you know, I have a day job and stuff like that. But yeah, that would be nice to make my hobby my actual job one day. But I think the dream of, like, having a YouTube career is kind of over at this point. Because YouTube is such, like, such a shit show right now. It's just ridiculous. Insert a citation from Freeman's Mind or I'll find you. Ooh, I feel threatened. Ooh, now I have to do something. In a Glorious Rigby episode, by the way, I actually put in a, civil protection reference. Good luck finding it. So while that's downloading, let's just, go to another segment in the meantime. This one is for Deception. This one is Zombie Panic Songs. So I think we're gonna do Deception first, because that one is like the biggest one for now. Why is it still in my downloads? Let's see, episode 49. Decepticoin. Sorry, Decepticoin. Decepticoin. Not deception. Decepticoin. Yeah, so let's take a look at that. Here we go. Oh yeah. So what I can do is just drag this in here, but actually I don't know what kind of resolution this will be if I do that. Yeah, let's download the full resolution ones. Somebody stole this. Oh no. That's why you should always properly... Oh shit. That's why you should always properly credit where you get stuff from. Oh, this is the Gunman Chronicles poster, which does not have a download. Well, in that case, just like that. Alright, the console. Download. I'll get them out of my downloads folder in a bit. Yeah, why not? Let's have this one too. This one looks nice. I talked about this one, so obviously we need that. Wait, how did I download that one? Oh, that's fine. Okay. Oh, and this one. Obviously, the Gordon Freeman. Here we go. Perfect. My downloads folder is all cluttered right now. Oh no. Cut it out there, and boom, now it's a lot cleaner. I'll have to clean that up later. Clean it up more than it already is. Yeah, okay, so let's go here. Decepticoin. Put that in there. Ooh, which one am I gonna show off first?
DeviantArt user Decepticoin has made some really awesome Half-Life fan art. Most of his art is based upon the beta of Half-Life 2 actually, which isn't something you see very often.
Okay, I'll start off with like a beta thing. These are all beta things. Did I put this one in twice? Oh yeah, of course, because one was like the one I downloaded wrong. There we go. Yeah, I'll just use this one.
DeviantArt user,
Ooh, crotch shot.
which isn't something you see very often from fan art. We got pieces that show the console
I actually can do some pretty cool things with this. I gotta scroll from the bottom to the top. Like this. That'll like, kind of show how awesome it actually is. There we go.
DeviantArt user Decepticoin has made some really awesome Half-Life fan art. Most of his art is based upon the beta of Half-Life 2 actually, which isn't something you see very often from fan art. We got
Okay, let's add the first one, which is
show the console and his rows
the console and is rows upon rows of monitors. Oh, I love how big they actually are because I can really do some special animation for them. Yes.
We got pieces that show the console and his rows upon rows of monitors, the air exchange level with the air.
That's stopping there. I like there's some slight position animation there.
We got pieces that show the console and
It's too fast. It needs to be less fast.
we got pieces that show the
That's
console
perfect.
and his rows upon rows of monitors, the air.
There we go. That's
Fan
fine.
art. We got pieces.
But this one needs to be...
Got pieces.
Okay, so whenever you apply like a cross dissolve to like two clips, it actually extends the length of it. So if you've placed a keyframe like at the start of this clip, it's gonna like sit here and not at the actual start of it. So the animation won't start until this keyframe has been hit. So you have to shove it back actually to make it start while the cross dissolve is busy.
We got pieces
Or else it's gonna look really odd.
that show the console and his rows upon rows of monitors, the air exchange level with
Air exchange. Let's do the air exchange. Where is it? Here it is. There we go. Ooh, I know what to do here. This is gonna look really awesome. Okay, bear with me. So I'm basically gonna, well, zoom in from here, together with some position properties. Gonna change its position from more there-ish. Where does it stop?
exchange level with Gordon preparing to move towards it. The
There, okay. You can change the scale a little bit, like that, and change the position too, more like so. So it actually looks like we're zooming out from this air exchange building.
The air exchange.
The air exchange.
The air exchange level with Gordon preparing to move towards it.
It looks nice.
The air exchange.
I love doing that. To fix that again.
The air exchange level with Gordon preparing to move towards it. The City 17 Terminal Plaza and
The plaza. Here it is. Yeah, I'll just make it move down.
the City 17 Terminal Plaza and much, much more. Apart from the Half-Life art they've. Apart from the Half.
And that ends about there. Eric change. Yep. Indeed.
Much more.
Eric change. Sounds like somebody's name, actually. There we go.
The City 17 Terminal Plaza and much. It. The City 17 Terminal Plaza and much, much more. Apart from.
And now comes the poster. Oh, got it immediately. There we go.
Apart from the Half-Life art they've.
I think zooming in on this one wouldn't work. No, it's too pixely. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to show it off more like this. Because I couldn't get like a super high definition download for this one like the others, so unfortunately it's gonna have to be like this. But that's totally okay because I can make it fill the screen with a Gaussian blur and everything. Here we go, and I can add a drop shadow to the top. There we go. Would be cool to the shot getting out or in of a combine computer. Yeah, that would be cool, but that would be too much work for a video like this. Because I would need to have mask computer and like a computer screen, and I need to simulate that kind of stuff. Which, for a weekly video like this, if I had more time, I would have done it. But it kind of needs to be almost done. Because deadlines. Make some mirroring images on sides. Well, mirroring images. I don't really know what you mean by that. Like, an image, like the same image there and there, or mirroring images. Well, I'll come back to that later. For now, this is, alright. I also have to add, like, the custom soundtrack for the Project Borealis part, by the way. I haven't forgotten.
We got pieces that show the console and his rows upon rows of monitors, the air exchange level with Gordon preparing to move towards it, the City 17 Terminal Plaza, and much, much more. Apart from the Half-Life art, they've also made a really nice looking poster for Gunman Chronicles, something I'd actually put on my wall. You know, if I ever played the game, which I unfortunately haven't. Decepticoin has made much, much more art on their DeviantArt page, which is linked down in the description below. Go and have a look.
Alright, I'm gonna take a screenshot of his, or their DeviantArt page. And this section is done. Okay. Here we go. Alrighty. Oh, there's Bunsy Buddy Thanos again. I love that image. I really, truly love it. Where is it, though? I'm looking past it entirely the entire time, but like... Oh, there it is. Perfect. Decepticoin. Let's put that in there. Make it scroll a little bit. Let's see. Let's add some position animation to that to kind of simulate it scrolling down.
Decepticoin has made much, much more art on their DeviantArt page, which is linked down in the description below. Go and have a look.
Perfect. That there, and then we'll make this bigger and put that there.
Decepticoin has made...
Fix that up.
Decepticoin haven't. Decepticoin has made much, much more art on their DeviantArt page, which is linked down in the description below. Go and have a look. Zombie...
And here we go. That's pretty nice. For now, then, that is that segment done. Green it. Alright, so now we only have Zombie Panic Source to do. and Freeman's Mind, which is pretty easy. Pretty easy peasy. Just put that in the Freeman's Mind folder. Here we go. Freeman's Mind. I'll just grab some clips from it here and there. Not everything, of course, because you have to actually watch it yourself. I'm not gonna spoil everything. That'd be kind of sad.
Just a really quick note right here, but I feel like this is worth a mention if you haven't seen it yet. Freeman's Mind episode 10 has finally arrived, and it's, as always, pretty funny and amazing, and it's
There we go. Ooh, that's a very long chunk. Long and chunky.
amazing, and it's longer than its usual running time, clocking in at about 15 minutes. In this episode, Gordon finally gets his boat past the ramp and manages to get to the first combine.
The first combine outpost, which is this one. Actually, let's just let him show the clip that he's entering. There we go. And there we go. Let's add some cross dissolves to that, and let's check it.
Really quick note right here, but I feel like this is worth a mention if you haven't seen it yet. Freeman's Mind episode 10 has finally arrived, and it's, as always, pretty funny and amazing, and it's longer than its usual running time, clocking in at about 15 minutes. In this episode, Gordon finally gets his boat past the ramp and manages to get to the first combine outpost where he has to resolve several issues. A link to the episode can be found in the description below. DeviantArt user Decepticoin has made some really awesome Half-Life fan.
Alright, awesome. That is done. Green it. On to the last one. The Zombie Panic Source one, which is also not going to be too difficult to do. I just need, like, a Zombie Panic Source trailer. There is a James McVinney one.
Do you have a problem with zombies? 3 days if you want to be left alone, sticking together with your family.
Oh man, place is too quiet.
But is this official, though? I don't know. Well, James McVinney made some trailers for Black Mesa too, so I don't know if that's like. Hold on. Didn't Zombie Panic Stores have their own YouTube channel where they posted stuff? Yes. And here we have a trailer. Perfect. We even have some update videos here. I think I'd rather go with the trailer then. If I can find it, actually. Here it is. Oh, YouTube download, I need your help once more. No. I don't need your viruses. I just need your download capabilities. Perfect. All right, that's in. All right. Zombie panic source. And let's put that in there. All right. Make a new folder here called Zombie Panic. Just gonna call it Zombie Panic. I'll know what I mean by that. All right, let's put that in. Film dissolve there. Needs to be a bit bigger to compensate for the blank space there.
You know who...
The video is unfortunately 720p, so I'm gonna have to... Hold on. I did it the wrong way. There we go. Gonna make it slightly bigger like that. And even bigger. Then I'm gonna add the Gaussian blur to it. Boom. And, of course, the drop shadow. We should never forget the drop shadow. There we go. Okay, and I do want to add, I think the penguin was called Tux, by the way. I think Tux the penguin was the one. Yes, view page. Here we go. Okay, let's see, and let's put it in here. Actually, I'll let it like go over, like fall over gameplay, and I'll have like a blur. I think that might be nice. Huh? No, I don't want any of that stuff. I just want to select this and put it there. There we go. That works.
Low. Zombie Panic Source is getting a Linux board, but in order to make all of that run stable and smooth...
Let's add Tux to there, but I'll need to hold on to put this one higher. There we go. And it starts with the rest of the clips.
Zombie Panic Source is getting a Linux board.
And a drop shadow, of course. Oh, I can just take this one. Maybe adjust the distance a little bit. There we go. That's nicer.
Needed. Unfortunately, since Linux has a...
And I'll just let it go away, like, right about there.
Since Linux has a whole lot...
Boom. And now for the blurring part. Here we go. And just end the blurring there.
Fortunately, since Linux has a whole lot of versions and distributions, it's a pretty difficult task for the team to get the game tested on all of them. Zombie Panic Source is getting a Linux board, but in order to make all of that run stable and smooth, there is some testing needed. Unfortunately, since Linux has a whole lot of versions and distributions, it's a pretty difficult task for the team to get the game tested on all of them. So the team is asking for help from the community. Do you run a Linux distro for gaming and you'd like to help them out? Go and join the Zombie Panic Source Discord server and ping at Tabajara or another developer to let them tag you with a Linux tester role. That way, the team can take a whole lot more distros into account when they develop patches and fixes for the Linux build of the game. A link to the official news post and the Discord server can be found in the description below.
Alright,
You know
perfect.
who else?
Ooh, that doesn't have a good transition just yet, but I'll fix that right now. There we go. Boom. Here we are. Very nice, very nice. Okay. So we are basically almost done at this point. I just need to add the music to Project Borealis here. Just gonna take that out. Here we go. I'll just go here and check out where I put it. Right here. Kernel Panic. Nice. Okay, let's put it underneath the video. It does need a little bit of editing, especially on the volume side of things, because it's a bit loud.
I highly recommend.
Probably somewhere like -25 would do.
Yesterday, Project Borealis has.
And it needs, obviously, some transitions, or else it's gonna sound very odd.
Yesterday, Project Borealis has released a brand new media update on the progress of their episode. Pasted in the description below so you can check them out. I highly recommend you do so, it's some really amazing stuff. Last week we had the 18th anniversary of Half-Life Blue Shift,
Alright.
but yesterday we actually had the 20th anniversary of Counter-Strike's first public beta release. And how did Valve celebrate this? Well, actually they did do something this time. Holy balls.
So I think we are pretty much done at this point. Everything has been inserted. So yeah, I think I may actually go ahead and check the full episode right now, and after that we're going on to thumbnail creation. Oh baby. I actually didn't show that in the previous production stream because then the thumbnails, or back then, the thumbnails weren't made by me but by Alex, but now they are made by me, so I actually have a process to show now. So let's take a look at our work so far.
Lambda generation.
Howdy ho, people, and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda, the community show where we cook community news, serve them up on a nice little plate, and serve them warm right in front of you on the table. Be careful not to burn your tongue. Let's get started. Yesterday, Project Borealis has released a brand new media update on the progress of their Epistle 3 game, and oh boy, do they have a whole lot of things to show. They actually have an entire section of gameplay to show off. A battle against some yet untextured Combine soldiers is happening here, where Gordon uses several weapons that are all actually functional already. Suit chargers and pickups are functional, even though the suit charger is still very much placeholder, and environments are destructible. At least, partially. Oh, and have I mentioned snow physics yet? No? Well, there are snow physics. And that's a nice segue into the general physics of the game, which seem to work on a similar great level as how the physics worked in Half-Life 2 in its episodes. The team recognized that physics are important and they're not going to half-ass them. In fact, look at this vortex mode the gravity gun is going to be able to do. Doesn't this look absolutely amazing? Apart from that, there are also some new improvements to the audio system. They're now making use of Steam audio, which adds a layer of realism to audio that comes from intricate places like right below you or from a room far away from you. It would actually sound like it comes from that specific place. On a final note, they have a brand new redesigned website up and running right now where they show off various screenshots and concept art for the project. They've also listed a whole bunch of openings that they're still trying to fill up with talented people. Do you have what it takes to join a team? Do you want to work on this project? Is Half-Life your passion? Go ahead and join the team. A link to the update video, the direct gameplay footage, and the newly redesigned website are all pasted in the description below so you can check them out. I highly recommend you do so, it's some really amazing stuff. Last week we had the 18th anniversary of Half-Life Blue Shift. But yesterday we actually had the 20th anniversary of Counter-Strike's first public beta release. And how did Valve celebrate this? Well, Actually, they did do something this time. Holy balls. It's not anything major though, but hey, at least they put out a blog post on the CSGO blog mentioning it, and they added the classic Dust 2 from 1.6 to CSGO as well.
I
You
do
can now
like that
play that
transition
map
a
in
lot.
casual. How, you might ask? Well, once you have joined a casual match on Dust 2, it will flip-flop between current day Dust 2 and past Dust 2 with each round, surprising players while doing it. Playing on this map is actually a whole lot of fun, and I hope it'll stay in the game for a little bit longer. Maybe a week or two or so? We'll see. A link to the official blog post is in the description below. I hope your love for minifigures hasn't died yet, because we have some brand new figures for you this week. Sculptor Mark
new
Art has created some
figures.
highly detailed Half-Life minifigures that are filled to the brim with detail and love. Recently, they have created a model of the Gonarch, complete with baby headcrabs, a little Lambda logo, and some Zen soil for the Gonarch to stand on. The detail here is almost unprecedented, and if I could buy one, I'd buy like 3 or something. Maybe 4 if I can fit it on my shelf, and that's becoming increasingly more difficult. I think I'm kind of a hoarder. Anyway, Mark Haas has made some more minifigures from many franchises like Dota 2 and Rick and Morty, but they have also made 2 other Half-Life related figures. They made a sculpt of both the Headcrab and the Hound Eye, and they look equally as impressively sculpted and painted. They look pretty awesome. If you want to see more, a link to Mark Haas's Instagram is in the description below. Just a really quick note right here, but I feel like this is worth a mention if you haven't seen it yet. Freeman's Mind episode 10 has finally arrived, and it's, as always, pretty funny and amazing, and it's longer than its usual running time, clocking in at about 15 minutes. In this episode, Gordon finally gets his boat past the ramp and manages to get to the first Combine outpost, where he has to resolve several issues. A link to the episode can be found in the description below. DeviantArt user Decepticoin has made some really awesome Half-Life fan art. Most of his art is based upon the beta of Half-Life 2 actually, which isn't something you see very often from fan art. We got pieces that show the console and his rows upon rows of monitors, the air exchange level with Gordon preparing to move towards it, the City 17 terminal plaza, and much, much more. Apart from the Half-Life art, they've also made a really nice looking poster for Gunman Chronicles, something I'd actually put on my wall. You know, if I ever played the game, which I unfortunately haven't. Decepticoin has made much more art on their DeviantArt page, which is linked down in the description below. Go and have a look.
Alright, that looks
Zombie
good.
Panic Source is getting a Linux board, but in order to make all of that run stable and smooth, there is some testing needed. Unfortunately, since Linux has a whole lot of versions and distributions, it's a pretty difficult task for the team to get the game tested on all of them. So the team is asking for help from the community. Do you run a Linux distro for gaming and you'd like to help them out? Go and join the Zombie Panic Source Discord server and ping at Tabajara or another developer to let them tag you with a Linux tester role. That way, the team can take a whole lot more distros into account when they develop patches and fixes for the Linux build of the game. A link to the official news post and the Discord server can be found in the description below. You know who else's Discord server can be found in the description below? Ours? Heck yeah, we got our very own Discord server where you can continue the conversation about Half-Life.
This is just the outro, which I think is pretty fine. Alright, so it is done. Episode 49 of All Things Lambda is completely finished. So I'm going to go ahead and export this one out. I'm going to show you how I export the videos. So first of all, I'm going to assign it a name, and I'm going to put it in online, Lambda generation. And I have a folder here that I'm going to call episode 49. And I'll call this ATL EP49 as well. There we go. And that's just kind of the naming scheme of things. For the rest, I keep everything mostly the same. I always put the bitrate a little bit higher. I think that's pretty okay to do. And I'm going to set this to a 2-pass rendering kind of system trickery kind of thing. So what it does now is it renders the video twice. so that movement looks a lot smoother and a lot less blurry in the video itself. So, because we use a lot of gameplay footage, this is actually very nice. All right, yeah. I think I'm ready to cue it. So right now it's going to open Media Encoder, which is this program that I use to render videos, basically. It's also from Adobe. Everything I use is from Adobe. So, yeah. And here we have the actual window. It's creating the queue item now. And here it is. This one is something I'm not going to do right now. But this one has to be rendered right now. So, let's press the button, shall we? I don't know what's going to happen with the stream while I do this. It may get a bit choppier here and there because this does use a lot of my CPU. So bear with me until it's done. So yeah, here we go. It's rendering now. Ooh, there it goes. So in the meantime, I'm going to go to the toilet real quick because I gotta go. And after that, we're going to make the thumbnail. So, hope you guys are excited for that. I sure am. Alright, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Be right back. That didn't actually work. Okay, there we go. Now it works. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to the actual thing here. That's not the actual. There we go. Aha. So it's still rendering, as you can see. That's gonna take a little while. Well, not too long, actually. Just like 10 minutes, it says, so that's totally fine. It can do that in the background. So yeah, let's actually see how this is doing. Alright. So right now we're gonna do the thumbnail, which is going to be interesting. Because I have no idea what to put. Well, I know it's gonna be Project Borealis in the thumbnail, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to construct that one. Let me just put my Photoshop window. Just create a new file immediately. Actually, no, we don't need to create a new file. We can just open an existing thumbnail file. Which is in here. I'm just gonna take this one from the previous day, from a previous week actually. And I can just edit from there. Gonna save this as episode 49. There we go. Let's call it Thumb. Boom. In a thumbnail, I'm just gonna put like... Well, actually, let's empty it out first. Let's get rid of the Face Punch logo and the stuff that's behind it. Let's put the correct date there, which is the 20th of June. If I can get rid of that freaking alternative characters panel, which nobody ever uses. And there we go. 20th of June. Project forums. Project Borealis. Is back. Yeah, because they haven't like done an update in quite some time, so so this is actually pretty good. How's the rendering going in the meantime? Pretty well, pretty well. Good. Just gonna leave that open. Oh, actually, it's already at the end there, but it has to do a second rendering pass, so yeah. Okay. Project Borealis is back. That's good. Now, what am I gonna do for the background, and what am I gonna do for the foreground? Let's go to... I don't actually have like a full-on update post, but I do have the website, of course. I can get stuff from there. Media. View all media. Ooh, this is like some really cool stuff though. This one was from the demo, so I'll have this one, please. I'm just gonna put that in there. And that's gonna be our background for the thumbnail. There we go. Change its opacity a little bit so that the text is a bit more visible. Now we need something for the foreground. But I don't really know what to put there. Yeah. What do they have here? Got this zombie looking thing. What would fit the most? Something related to physics. Did I already use this thumbnail text? Oh. Then I'll change it. Let's see. What are we gonna change it into? Let's see. Project Borealis. Project Borealis update. There we go. Okay. Use these miniature models of the Gonarch. I would have done that, but it has to have something to do with Project Borealis, as that's like the main headline thing. So, yeah. I could do another Alex, but I've already done that before. Ooh, actually, yeah. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm actually just gonna use one of these soldiers. Take away the white around it. And just use that there, because that would contrast a lot nice. Like, that would contrast really well, I feel. Do I find the coolest one? I think the middle one I find the coolest. Which one do you guys find the coolest of these three? You guys get to decide which one's gonna make it into the thumbnail. So, what's it gonna be? Mr. This guy, or the middle one with the nice and graceful piece of cloth there, or the one with the rougher piece of cloth? You guys get to decide. Please choose one. Second? Okay, we're gonna do the second one. Yay. Oh, let's see. Gone is that guy, and gone is that guy. Now we only have him. But we're not done yet. There we go. We also need to remove the background. So I'm just going to... I don't think color range would work with this one. No. Because it's all white. And I guess maybe the magic wand will do it for us. Actually, yeah. That's perfect. Oh, wow, okay. Very nice, Photoshop, thank you. Then the same thing has to be happening for that too. And for this little bit. Alright. Oh, and for this, but I don't know if I'm gonna use this part here. But we'll see. So now we have a transparent one. Or a transparent soldier. Look at how happy he seems. Okay, just gonna drag that into here. Ooh, it's moved a guideline. Yeah, it's gonna be something like that, but then like flipped. Edit, transform, flip horizontal. Be a bit bigger. Something like this. Then I'll add like a drop shadow to it. Just gonna give him the right angles. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! I'm actually starting to think maybe we just need to flip him back. Like this. What do you guys think would be the coolest? To have him flipped like this? Or like this? Because I'm a bit indecisive on this one. It'll probably look fine this way, I guess. Also, I'm gonna add a little bit of a... Like, in the meantime, I'm gonna add a little bit of a blur to the background. So there's more emphasis on the foreground character and stuff like that. But it still has a Project Borealis background. Kind of like this. So yeah. Left to right, facing left. Okay. So I'm getting results here. Looks cooler this way. I guess. Let me just show you again what it looks like. Flipped. Like this. Because this looks pretty cool too. In my opinion. It's a difficult decision. Yeah. Okay, no. You know what? I think I'm just gonna do it this way. Yeah. Alright. So I think the thumbnail is done. I think that's it, really. Yep. Okay. Great. So that's done. The rendering is actually done as well. So that's good. He hides half of the U. Yeah, that's the point, kind of, to make the 3D effects kind of more apparent. Move him a bit that way. So that actually looks like the text is behind him and that, like, there's actual depth in the thumbnail. Which I think is kind of nice. Yeah, let's export it as a JPEG. A mere JPEG. I know. Not a PNG because, then the file size would become larger. And YouTube doesn't like large file sizes. Alright, so the thumbnail is done, the video is done. Let's actually quickly check the video before I'm going to throw it online. Here it is.
Lambda Generation.
Howdy ho, people, and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda, the community show where we cook community news, serve them up on a nice little plate, and serve them warm right in front of you on the table. Be careful not to burn a new media update on the show. Cultures is too passionate. Yet, into the debate left when it's episode physics fast. Look at the apps movements, layer like right on a fun ride. You're still go ahead, sign with daily anniversary. So it's not added to each. Laying on a little bit. A link for media gear detailed recently, complete with baby head detail here is amazingly murder. Anyone already sculpted to Mark.
So just kind of like just going quickly through it to see if the rendering didn't fuck anything up.
Also, Instagram really if you has final and it's in this episode's description below.
Because I've already checked the video like before I rendered it.
DeviantArt user Decepticoin has made some really fat rows of very plot apart actually play as mode. For game test, escape for hands-on test for the description. Don't this all our find it interesting editing game another.
Yeah, okay. I guess that's it. That's it. The video is done. Okay, guys. I'm going to go ahead and upload this to YouTube. Now, I can't actually show you that because, you know, we'll be showing you sensitive information. So the live stream is going to end right here. I would like to thank you guys for watching. This was a lot of fun to do. I may do this again, like, at some other time when, like, more changes have been made and, you know, I don't actually know when that'll be, but you'll hear it. Just follow me on Twitter. It's at Farloomy. It's in the description below. That way you can know, or, like, you'll be, notified whenever I go live again. I'll be tweeting about it and stuff like that. So yeah, again, this was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. I hope you guys learned maybe something from this. You know, because it was kind of educational, maybe. So yeah, if you haven't liked the stream yet, by the way, do it now. Let's put the last bits of likes in. That would be nice to end with a like spike. Leave us with a picture of Walter, the scientist from Half-Life 1. Unfortunately, I don't have that picture on OBS right now. That one was on Streamlabs OBS, which is the one I'm not using. So, yeah, I don't have it right now. But I do have the music from All Things Lambda to end with, so hope you guys like that as well. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna end it, and I'm gonna upload it. And, I'll be seeing you guys later. Thanks for watching, and yeah. I still don't know how to end live streams. Haha! Okay, no, I'm, gonna go now. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you later. Bye!